Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp, and I finally have some time to jump back into a more fearful sacrifice. So we're going to pick back up where we left off. So start of the next turn. One thing I did want to mention is the artillery fire I did over here towards these guys. I had a feeling that that was a touch off, and I was correct on that. Someone did mention it. You can't fire over slope troops like that. That's actually in the rulebook, and I did just miss it. So these Union units are higher. These Confederates are down the slope, and they're basically being fired over against, and these guys are adjacent. Can't do that. The cannons are not that accurate, so they'd be blowing up the Confederates, which is kind of what I was thinking. But it's one of those things where you kind of confuse it, because other games you are allowed to do that, but more modern because their weapons are more accurate. So keep it in mind. Don't do that. So yes, we are set. We're good to go. Other than that, we did our cannon fire previously. So we can go right back into our deck, which I have got ready to go. New cards in there, shuffled up, the event cards, all that good stuff. So we can just start flipping and see what we're going to have. Fog of War to start with. Okay. Well, get it out of the way and see what happens with it. Usual stuff, chaos, or multitude of different things. All right, remember for us, our gray is our black, our green is our white, and we'll roll. Black is tens, whites are digits. Let's see what we're gonna get here. What the hell is that? 66, division general casualty check. There's actually a scenario thing for this. Let me eyeball that real quick. Yes, there are special rules for that. We got 66, which is the division. Is it the division or the corps? Yeah, division, which means we got the general, and that's division general. Okay, yeah. It doesn't matter for corps or division. It's the same here in our scenario. For this scenario specifically, the first general doesn't matter. Usually you would roll here to see who was taken out and see if it's a flesh wound to be like a no effect. But it actually says, regardless of the type of casualty rolled, you're going to have this. So the first one's going to be Reynolds, and the second one's going to be Heath. And then after that, yeah, after you have those first two, you're going to roll as normal on it. But it would be Reynolds followed by Heath. So Reynolds is Union, Heath is Confederate. And ignore the type of casualty. The first two rounds, casualty results in the game, they're automatically these two generals. Reynolds is a casualty. Remove both his CIC card and his core activation cards. Okay, this is really, really bad for the Union. Because right now, until the next turn, they don't have any core activation cards besides the cavalry, right? So I don't even think I get to bring in the reinforcements. I mean, the CIC card, it's not the worst thing to lose, right? Reynolds is gone there. But this is the only core activation card that I have for any of these WA units. Now, the BU units, those are Buford. That's a special core activation card specifically for all these cav guys. But I'm wondering, is there any other way? I don't think there's any other way to get those guys activated. This Fog of War has really thrown the Union to start off with, because they can't do anything. These guys here, they're Wadsworth. Yeah, they're Wadsworth Division. So they don't get to activate, because the only thing that was going to activate them was the drawing of this card and then rolling on that division to see what happened. But we're not going to have this happen. Okay, so I knew I had to be wrong there somewhere. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. I was like, there's no way, because we got to activate these guys. How do I get the replacements on the board? Okay, so we do have a replacement general. And the thing of it is, he is nowhere near as good as Reynolds. Reynolds was shit hot. This guy had no red stuff on his card. First two are red here, so nowhere near as good as the Reynolds general. But unfortunately, he poked his head up and he took a ball through the eye, so he's done. We do have a replacement general card, though, and since this card had not already been drawn, this gets shuffled back into the deck, so he can be drawn later. If we had already drawn this, then this would have gone into the discard pile. So we lose his CIC card. That's just gone. But we do have a replacement general for him, so we will get to activate him. Well, I'll be damned if this turn is not starting out exciting, which is very nice. I like that. I like to have some stuff going on here. Something to get those creative juices flowing. Let's draw ourselves another card. Big whammy, big whammy. Yeah, it's an event. We'll go for it. See what we have here. All right. Play this card after any of your combat results table die rolls for fire or assault combat. You may re-roll any one or all of the dice. The re-roll dice must be kept. Okay, that's actually not bad. We'll hold on to this for the next time we get an activation going with our guys here. Get them stuck in there, cause some damage, and if we get some bad rolls, which we've been consistently getting, maybe a re-roll will help. All right, drawing up our next card, and we have a blue event. This one is the Colonel is down. Okay, this is kind of cute, actually. The Colonel is down. The General is down. Now, the Colonels and everybody's going down. All right, play this event on any Rebel unit. The Confederate player must roll a die against the cohesion rating of that unit. The die roll is equal to or greater than the cohesion rating. Or no, less than the cohesion rating. No effect. If the die roll is greater than the cohesion rating, apply, a shaken result. This is actually good. This is almost guaranteed to get something going on versus doing combat. Okay, who are we going to apply this to? Did they play this event on any Rebel unit? I was thinking they had to be adjacent. Nope. Play this event on any Rebel unit. Who are they going to go for? Well, that's the best infantry, and his cohesion rating's a 2. Yeah, he's got the most firepower. We're going to go for him. So what we're looking for is a die roll of 3 or greater. If we get a 3 or greater, he's going to get a shaken result. And if he gets a shaken result, that means he's going to have to rally later. Oh, and he got a 1. That's what I'm talking about. You can't get anything to happen. My die rolls are shit in this game. Yeah, die roll is equal to or less than the cohesion rating. No effect. Damn, I thought that was guaranteed. Guaranteed shaken result for the Union. And that is nothing. That is a joke, man. All right, grabbing up our deck here. Let's flip our next card, and we have another Union event. Let's see what we got. Force any Confederate unit with a Confederate Union. That's kind of cool. With a printed cohesion rating of 1 or 2. The modified cohesion rating is irrelevant, so it's the printed rating. That is within 2 hexes of a Union unit. That is just seashells by the seashore to me. To roll a die. If the die roll is greater than the modified cohesion rating of the Rebel unit, it immediately applies a shaken result. This is really similar to what we just had. But this one does require it to be close. So 2 hexes, and it can only have a cohesion rating of 1 or 2. And what we're looking for again is for it to be like 3 or greater, depending. All right. Okay. Let's see. The only ones within that range are these guys right here up along the ridge. 4, 4, 2, 3, and 2. So it's really either one of those to go after. So let's target this group of infantry up here, the ones there at the top, because if they can get a shaken rating, maybe we can cause some problems for them. All right, let's roll for them. Again, we're looking for 3 or higher. Actually, let's switch out a die. The green one wasn't lucky for us on the last one. Let's go black on this one, see if black does better. Come on, 3 or higher, 3 or higher. You gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. 2, almost guaranteed, 2/3 favor that they would get the shaken result. What are the freaking odds that I would get a 1 or 2 twice in a row. That is just ridiculous. Gravity dice, you let me down. You let me down here. Okay, this event has not done well for us. Let's draw another card. See what we got going on here. All right, next one up. And we got Confederate. Play immediately. Play this event on any... This is the same thing that the Union just did. This is the exact same thing the Union just did. The Colonel is down. This is the exact same damn card. Good grief, we're all about causing shaking stuff. Okay. I almost want to throw the card down. It's almost a guaranteed failure. Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. They have better cohesion ratings on all their guys. So 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. They have 4 all the way across the board. That's why I've been struggling so hard to break their cohesion so I could kick them back and cause that -1 modifier to kick in. We got some 3s back here, and I think that's it. They don't have any of the reinforcements on the board yet, so I could go for the 3. That'd be easier. I see that's a 9, but actually that might be a good idea, because I know this unit, when they activate, they want it's the Wadsworth one, the division. They have reinforcements coming on the board. So, and this is me kind of gaming the system here, but I know they want to give a move order because they want to get the reinforcements coming on the board as far as possible. So if I target them, then I know he's not going to be doing a defend order, because that's going to cut their movement points way down. So that shake-in result will at least stick for a while and mess with them. So that's what we're going to do. It's the best chance, and we're going to go for it. This time we're trying the red die. All right, so it's 3, and let me eyeball the card, make sure nothing else applies. Yeah, it's equal to or greater. So we want a 4, 5, or 6 here. Can we get a 4, 5, or a 6 for once? No, we cannot. Okay, I'm about done with these die. These gravity die are letting me down. So my bullet dice are letting me down. We're going back to the die that came with the game. Just be done with it. You gotta be kidding me. This is driving me nuts. I'm getting so many low rolls here. Okay, let's keep drawing our cards. I think we got time for maybe 1, 2, 3 more, just depending on how quickly they go. And this one's going to be a long one. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's a hold. It is Rebel Yell. Okay, I like the sound of that. Play this event before a new card is drawn. Pick any one hex containing at least 1 Rebel infantry unit. You may immediately move any or all infantry units in that hex up to 1 hex, as long as they enter a hex. Good grief. As long as they enter a hex adjacent to a Union occupied hex. So basically you gotta move next to the enemy. They do not have to move if already adjacent to a Union hex. Okay, cool. These selected units must then conduct an assault combat against 1 adjacent hex. Each Confederate Union unit's cohesion rating is increased by 1 plus 1, and these units get a 2-column shift on the CRT until the end of any breakthrough move resulting from this combat. Oh, this is a nice card. Okay, yeah, we're going to use this. Okay, so I was reading over this just to make sure I'm doing it right, because I haven't done assaults just yet. But it's not going to matter too much for what we're planning, or what I'm planning here. And hopefully you guys don't hear it. It actually just started raining where I'm at. So I'm going to finish up with this turn, or this card, and call it for this recording. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and play this card, this Rebel Yell. All right. And what I had been thinking was mounting up these cavalry the next time they all activated, so they could get that advantage in an assault combat and come in, because they're not as good when they're dismounted. They shoot when they're dismounted, but now they're dismounted, which means they're not as good. So blah, blah, blah. Well, in the assault combat, they want to ride down their enemy. What I'm thinking is I play this card, get the advantage. He's going to push to here and assault to that hex with support from here. all right, from the adjacent attacker. This guy is obviously not going to want to take that. Those odds are going to be horrible. So he's going to retreat. They can withdraw, all right, because they're dismounted cavalry. Mounted cavalry can do up to 3 hexes. Dismounted can do up to 2. He has to pull away from the enemy, so he will withdraw to there. And I can do an attacker breakthrough follow, and I am going to do that. Move him up to there. Now, he doesn't get any more support because he's doing an attacker breakthrough. I can do another assault, though, from this attacker breakthrough. And I think I'm going to declare it because he's still got the advantages from this, the 2-column shift and the increased cohesion rating. So by doing that, he's also going to be forced to retreat back a couple of hexes to get farther away. All right. Basically, he moved up with that rebel yell charged and broke them up to weaken things down a little bit over here. That was my goal, right? Basically using the advantage of the card, the bonuses that he got to make it to where they don't want to do the assault combat. He's already stronger by at least double, if not triple, and strength points. So the assault combat would not go well for them. Well, with my dice rolls, it's not going to go well for anyone. But regardless, that forces them to withdraw the couple of hexes, gets them up, breaks up, and maybe this can be exploited. Because like I said, my original plan for these Union cavalry guys was to mount them up and then do some assault combat to try to force back the Confederate units. So that will give them a chance to maybe do that later on, but hopefully I can close with and destroy this cavalry before too much goes on. But again, that's going to be dependent on what cards get drawn. But I still have this reroll card I'm going to set here so I don't forget that I've got that. But at least that did change things up. We've broken up the cavalry up here. We've kind of forced them back. And the cavalry that are here still holding the line, but they're getting pushed on. Could potentially give my Confederate artillery here a chance to maybe move up, because if they can force them back, then they can take this ridge. But again, these artillery down here are covering that ridge, and there's reinforcements still coming in this way from the Confederates and this way from the Union, but they're a couple of turns out at least. But yeah, we'll see. When I draw that not the replacement general, when I draw the Buford core card, I'm going to be doing some mounting of some cavalry. At least those guys up there, well, have to be those guys. Regardless, mount them up, see if we can get like an assault charge going on, because they're not doing good as dismounted cavalry. They're getting some defensive bonuses, which is kind of what I need as a holding line, but I want to show some assaults as well. Have the cavalry charge in and try to wipe out some Confederates, because if they can break this line, that's pretty much it for the Confederates. It would take them too long. The Union would be able to dig in, and the Confederates would never be able to retake this ridge, get any control points. All right, and again, sorry I'm having to cut this one a little bit shorter, but it just started pouring rain here. Again, I do know that they are going to be reprinting this game. Obviously, everyone is really enjoying it so far. I'm definitely digging into it. For a Civil War game, which is not something that I generally go for, it's not my theme that I enjoy. I just love the mechanic, the blind sword system. I'm really getting into it. It definitely digs into you. So if you're a war gamer, it definitely behoove you to try this one out. All right, but let's see if the Union can turn things around and bring it back and push the Confederates back off the ridge, because they're starting to take these 2 ridges, which is key to their attack plan. All right, you guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.